Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Quick little video today. I want to talk about handgun sights. I recently had a conversation with somebody who was a first-time gun owner buying their very first handgun, and he started asking me a lot of questions about guns, and specifically he started talking about sights and sight picture and how to use the sights and what's the best technique and this kind of thing. And I realized I'd never done a video on it before, and this may have been something that we've talked about in podcasts and that kind of thing, but I figured I'd go ahead and do a video. And I don't want to get specific on, like, should you go with True Glow TFOs versus, you know, tritium night sights versus stock. You know, I'm not talking about that kind of stuff, but I do want to talk about sight pictures and how you should use a sight and some things that you might actually find surprising based on some of the most popular types of sights out there that come on a lot of your handguns. Some things that a lot of people, especially first-time gun owners, aren't going to catch. You know, it's things you just don't think about. So first off, I want to show you, I've got three different types of sight pictures here as far as how these sights are laid out. This is a standard Glock sight, okay? This is what you call ball and cup sights, okay? Basically, you got your front dot right up here, that's the ball, and you got this little U shape here, looks like a cup, and when you line up your sights, you want to put the ball in the cup. Pretty simple, right? Then you've got your oh-so-popular 3-dot sights. These are probably the most prolific type of sight out there on the market. 2 dots in the back, 1 dot in the front. Try to put that dot from the front right between the other 2 dots, and you fire. That's essentially the idea behind 3-dot sights. They're very popular. Again, most handguns out there on the market are going to come with this type of sight. Then you have something like what SIG uses, which I like to call the dot the eye sight. You've got a dot up at the front, little lines at the back, and essentially you dot the eye, and that's how you get on target, and then you pull the trigger if you need to. Now, the idea behind how to actually use your sights properly is pretty simple. Basically, when you are looking down the barrel of your gun, you want to focus on your front sight. Okay, you don't focus on the rear, you don't focus on your target, you focus on the front sight, and then you apply that front sight to the target, wherever that is. Okay, but your focus should be up here on the front sight. Again, most of you guys know that, but if you're a newer gun owner, maybe you haven't had a lot of time shooting, that's something you really need to understand. So that helps you kind of better understand what I'm going to go into next, which is why sight picture, as far as what type of sight you have, is very important. Because even though a lot of people will disagree with this, and ultimately it has to do with training, for me personally, the worst type of sight out there on the market is the 3-dot sight. And the reason's pretty simple. In a stressful situation, you have 3 dots. And yes, training can eliminate all this. But wouldn't it be much better when you're trying to get a quick focus in a defensive situation where you're caught off guard on that front sight, that all 3 of the things you're looking at aren't all the same? It's a pretty simple thing, and even a lot of trainers out there will tell you they take these and they black out the rear sights. You don't have to do that. You can buy different types of sights, or you can black them out. It's your call. If you have something like a SIG or a Glock, that's not as big of an issue because you know just automatically you need to focus on the dot. So there's no other dots here to compete with that focus when you pick up this gun. So that kind of eliminates that particular situation. It's a pretty simple concept, but again, it's something not a lot of people think about. 3-dot sights really are not the most efficient type of sight to have on a handgun. And if you can change them, do it. Ultimately, as I said, training is going to be your key issue. But think of it like this. Most rifles out there on the market don't have any sort of dots or anything on your rear sight. In fact, off the top of my head, I can't think of any that do. I'm sure there are some. Most of them all have something that can be clearly seen up at the front. Here we have a little brass dot. Sometimes you'll have be a white dot, but sometimes it won't be anything at all. But there will almost never be on a rifle anything, any sort of marking on the rear sight for this exact reason, so that nothing is pulling your focus off of that front sight. And that's the same concept you want to go with when you're talking about handguns. You want to make sure that all your focus is going to be on the front sight the instant you pick up that gun. So customize your gun in whatever way you need to accomplish that. And for a lot of new shooters out there, what that means is don't have 3-dot sights on your guns, especially if you haven't done a lot of training with them. So anyway, that's it. Quick little sight picture video. I'm sure some people will disagree with me, that's fine. But I just find that this is the easiest way to look at it for newer gun owners. So hopefully some of you guys found it informative, and appreciate you guys watching. We will talk to you guys later. Thanks.